Hell no. Men with ED do not get a pass, not even slightly, not even a little bit. I would actually give a woman more patience who's going through issues like menopause and having babies and all of that than I would for a man who is suffering from ED. Because a man who is suffering from ED can handle his situation a hell of a lot easier than a woman who's going through any of her situations. So no, a man who has ED does not get a pass. And therefore, to answer the other part of the question, no, she should not be looking to step outside the relationship. I don't think anybody should ever be looking to step outside the relationship. I simply think you should just leave the relationship if you are desiring to step outside the relationship. Don't stay. Keep your own personal integrity. It's not about the other person, to be honest. It's selfishly about your own personal integrity as to why you should never step outside a relationship, because you're doing more damage to yourself than anybody else. Now, back to the question here. If a man is suffering from ED, a man can overcome that quite easily. Now, the first thing I'm going to say, and this is the most important part, so that's why I want to get this part in right now. The thing that prevents most men from getting past the issues of ED is their own personal pride and embarrassment. That's it. Personal pride and embarrassment. That's why that's the men who are suffering from ED, that's why they still have problems dealing with it. How many of you men who are out there, and you ain't got to say anything because I know you're embarrassed and all that sort of thing. How many of you men who have some level of issue with ED, and it comes in various levels. You may not be getting 100% erection, but you're getting like an 80, right? How many of you are too embarrassed to have the conversation with your lady and say, look, I can give you the 80 anytime you want it. But if you want that 100, you let me know. I got this here pill. All I need is 5 minutes warning. I'm good. But I don't want to pop this pill unless I know we about to go at it, because, you know, they ain't cheap. You know, I got this honey. You know, now them gas station things, that's a lot of chemicals in them things. I've seen those before. There's a lot of chemicals. But the little honeys and the yohimbis and the horny goat weeds and L-arginine and all those things. Now, some of those you should just be taking every day anyway, because it's good heart health and good blood flow. So you need to be taking some of those things anyhow. But when it comes to your intimacy, how many of you can let go of your pride big enough that you can just have that conversation with your woman? I know that I struggle, but this is what I can do. Because let me tell you what a lot of you are not going to do in order to fix the issue. A lot of you are not going to get in the gym and build that muscle, or just do plyometrics at home and build that core muscle strength and build your flexibility. You see, the more fat you're carrying, the greater your chance of ED and the less testosterone you're producing. But the more muscle you're carrying, you're going to produce more testosterone, and maybe produce enough where you don't need anything and you're ready to go anytime that she's ready, right? Now, let's say that most of you aren't going to do the weightlifting. You're not going to do the exercise regime. You're not going to do the stretching regime. You're not going to change your diet so that you lose your belly. You see, all that blood is pooling around your belly. It's not moving into your ping like it should. So you're not pulling. You're sleeping with your legs flat or declined. So you're not getting good blood circulation from your legs at night. So you're messing up your ping by doing that. How many of you are going to go through the process of taking those things into account? How many of you are going to make sure that you're reducing the amount of meat that you're eating so that you can have better blood flow, reducing the amount of fish? Because I said meat and y'all be thinking that that's just like cows and shit. But no, that's flesh. So let me change it to flesh. How many of y'all going to reduce the flesh? Birds are flesh too, in order for you to increase your ping. How many of you are going to eat watermelon down to the rind, honeydew melons down to the rind? How many of you are going to do that? Eat more fruits and vegetables, a lot of leafy greens, and less flesh to no flesh. You're not going to do that. So then, if you're not going to take A, then if you're not going to do B, because that's A. A is the healthiest way. If you're not going to do A, then at least do B and suck up your pride and be able to tell your woman, I got this here Viagra, or I got this here honey, and Girl, just let me, just when I see that we getting frisky, we ain't having a good romantical day. It's all romantical. Then I'm going to pop one of them things, but I'm going to let you know when I do, you know, so that, we ain't wasting it. I don't want to be laying there at night with a big old erection and then we ain't utilizing it. Can you be man enough to have that conversation with your woman? That's the question that I got for you. Can you do it? Right? Because if you can't do that, then it's your fault. If she go out and find some dude and she get his ping ping, she wrong, but I ain't mad at her because you weren't man enough to have the conversation. So that's your fault. So I know some of y'all have become new subscribers to the page, and I greatly appreciate that, especially on YouTube. I greatly appreciate it. But don't get it twisted. I'm not here to bash men. I'm not here to bash women. I'm here to hopefully help people, period, have better relationships. Learning from the mistakes I've made, learning from the witnessing other people, watching other people, studying, and the relationships I've been in and the relationship that I'm in. So hopefully I can be a benefit to the majority of people, and it is not here to bash one side or the other. But I do believe in fairness, and just real is real. And I'm not going to pull punches, and truth is just truth. So if you get in your feelings, I'm also the kind of person that I don't really get two shits if you get into your feelings when it's just truth and you just can't handle it. But so you men who can't handle the fact that you may be suffering from ED issues and you trying to hide it from your woman and you trying to get mad at her and push her away and do all this stuff, that's a punk move. You're pab if that's what you're doing. Just be upfront and tell her what's going on, and then y'all sit down and handle it and have a conversation. Stop being a pab. That's a punk B. So y'all have a great day, and always remember, you have to free yourself to be yourself because your greatness is non-negotiable. Good journey, good vibration.